Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. This is going to be another weekly outlook for the upcoming week. If you missed my last one, my last video, right, go ahead and check it out because I called out a uh, couple of ideas, and markets pretty much ended up doing almost the entire movements, but they were tricky. I'm not gonna lie, they were tricky this week. But I'm gonna show you here what actually happened. So take a look in here, starting on Nasdaq. Right here, what is it that just happened right here? Right, look, notice this candle, this huge rejection right here. This candle, right? I did explain that this candle right here is telling me that we're expecting this low, right? That candle low to be taken and this high to be respected, right? So this candle has already, last week, we already swept that. Notice that we do have a monthly fair value gap right here, right? That we just tapped, right? Of course, the month is still running. This candle is still open and running. We still have 20 days left, right? So, but we are tapping that. This is very interesting what's happening. Notice on the weekly now, what happened right here, right? Notice this candle. I want you guys to remember, okay, what I explained right here in this video, right? In this explanation right here, I explained that this is what I was calling out. I was telling you guys that the market would potentially, right there. This was a weekly high. This is a weekly high. This was a daily. Let me go here on, show you on the daily. This is basically the move. I was telling you that the price would most likely go to this high, right? You see, price was somewhere right about, it was actually in this candle right here. So notice what price did not pull back. Yeah, because I was expecting, I wanted to see a price pulling back to this block and then pushed up. Yeah, it did not pull back, but it did go straight to the weekly, right? It swept that weekly high. Why did it go? Well, why my bias was bullish until this weekly high? Why was it bullish? Because the weekly candle was telling me, right? This weekly, this candle right there, based on the sweep, right? Sweeping that low and retracing back up and closing up right there. That candle is telling me that the next week, right? The next candle is going to be taking this high, right? And this low will probably be protected. So what price actually did end up taking the high first and then drop, right? So it swept the high first. It swept the weekly high first, and then we drop. Why did we drop? We respected that fair value gap, that daily fair value gap, we respected. So we actually came down after that and we took all this relative equal lows right there, all that liquidity. So what's my expectation now for this week? It's strongly bearish. You can definitely see that Nasdaq is strongly bearish. However, we are starting to tap this monthly gap, right? This is going to be interesting. This is very interesting right here. I'm going to leave it right here, right? Because now we have taken an important liquidity from these lows. If we do have some sort of force right here, right, in this area, I'm going to mark it up here. If we do have some sort of force, we are already seeing a little rejection right there, right? But because it was just on Friday, markets were about to close. If we actually see some force right here trying to push up, right? Let's say, I don't know, let's say we break above this 4-hour fair value gap right here. We break above, then we're probably going to be shifting, right? It's good. It's going to be looking good to buy, to target these highs or probably this highs, or probably even record highs, right? I don't know if that's going to happen, but this is a very important zone. And to be honest, if I go to the weekly, that's the only, I mean, on the weekly, I got nothing else. Although, just lows. I don't have imbalances or untouched fair value gaps. This one was tapped right here, but I got nothing else here, nothing else here. There's nothing on the weekly, probably somewhere there, but that's way too far. I don't think we're gonna crash that far, but we'll see. This week is gonna be very interesting. I want to see if, especially that fair value gap, that Jesus, hold on, this imbalance right there, it's gonna hold the price or not, right? We're still, of course, very young. This candle is still very young. 20 days left, right, for that candle to close. So hey, still have a lot of time. This price can still try to go lower, maybe to sweep some of these lows and then retrace back up. And then it's going to look like, okay, we're strongly bullish for the next month. Probably this month is going to be all sales. So I want to see, anyways, what's going to happen right here. I want to see once the stock exchange, once the market's open on Sunday, I want to see how it opens right here. And if it's starting to break below, if I starting to see some closure below here, we're probably going to continue going lows. Maybe it's going to be bearish entirely. Maybe it's going to try to target some of these old lows right here. So we'll see. All right, we're going to follow from there. But to be honest, right now, I'm really interested to see if we do bounce from there, right? I don't think it's going to happen, but this is more of a, if we do break that fair value gap, start to show volume to the downside, we're probably going to go for this lows right there. That's going to be the draw on liquidity. So let's jump into the next pair. I don't want to say I'm bullish, but yeah, I would say probably 60%. I'm bullish 60%. I want to see what's going to happen right there if we start breaking above. If not, probably I'm going to be bearish for the week. So yeah, I know. I want to say 50-50. It's difficult. It's not that clear, but I want to see how it's going to react there. That's all. Let's jump on gold right here. Again, if you've been following me here for a long time, I want you guys to see what gold did, because I did call out. I did call also this move. Let's go here. This is the video that I posted last week, 7 days ago, right? This is important. Why? Keep an eye, keep watching. This was on a monthly time frame. I explained about the fair value gap right there. We were holding. I went to the daily. This is what I was expecting. Look at on the daily, right? If I go on a daily time frame, notice what it did, right? Look at this move. We were right here. We were right here. I was telling you there that I'm expecting price to come back into this zone, tap this area, right? And push to the upside, right? It was like this, right there. That was the move. I was expecting that move. Look at what happened. Price went straight up, right? So beautiful, beautiful move right there to the upside. Now at this point, I mean, what can I say? Still strongly bullish. I mean, we are still in this swing move. We can continue. We can definitely tap. I think we are going to be tapping the 2,700 psychological level, and I don't know, probably eventually this high, but we'll see how it's going to be reacting right here. But it's bullish, it's strongly bullish. The price was in a good position, but last week when I sent you guys the setup, the analysis, and the breakdown, that weekly outlook for last week, price was right here in a good position. So this was a beautiful swing move. It pushed the entire week, literally. So what do I think price is going to do? I think we're going to continue pushing up. 4-hour time frame, we're probably going to be having a little pullback, but it's very overbought right now. Very, extremely overbought. We're expecting a fair value gap here. It's just that I don't see buys. Remember, we had NFP also on Friday. This was the move for the NFP, and then we pushed. So let's see what's going to happen. I still believe we are going to be reaching these highs. Okay, so I'm bullish on gold. All right. What was the next pair? Next pair that I actually review as well. It was GBP USD, right? This is what I was telling you right here. I am strongly bearish on GBP USD since this shift in the structure right now. Look at this, price actually did sweep that. Let's go on GBP USD right quick here, just to show you here the prediction. What I wanted to see, that's the zone. Notice where the candle was, right? That weekly candle where it was, right? Had not taken this low. So when I go here on the weekly, look at this drop right there. Beautiful. We close this bear. We're still strongly bearish. GBP USD is going to continue dying. Probably is going to be taking some of these lows right here, but it's strongly bearish. Let's go to the daily. So notice this, it did exactly the move. I was expecting price to pull back right here. It went a little higher this time, but notice that beautiful shift in the structure, right? Price went to OTE, changing the state of delivery. There was a fair value gap here and a breaker. Price never came back to tap it, but we could have been entering right here. If you were aggressive, could have been probably going in lower time frame and finding the entry, targeting this lows, or eventually that actual low right here, right? But again, look, the call down. I explained you guys right there. I placed the Fibonacci, and I was telling you I wanted to see the price do this, boom, continuation to the downside. And that's exactly what it did right there. Next one was Euro USD. As you can see, well, this one was also similar, but it went a little higher this time. It went a little higher. Did not sweep this high, right? It's just one move. You can see one impulse, correction, impulse. We did sweep, ended up taking that low right there. So that was the prediction as well on Euro USD, as you can see. All right. Right about, I think we were right here. There we go. That's the zone. So expecting that. Daily. I wanted to see the bounce in this fair value gap, but price actually went a little higher. But the cycle was completed. Okay, completed, taking this low right there. So beautiful. USD CAD. This is the one, I believe it did not play out. It was very close. So that was surprised that the market did not end up taking the high and it dropped instead. And that was the next pair, I believe. Yeah, that I was trying to call out. Yeah, I was telling you that the price was going to reach this high, but it never did. No, notice the failure right here, how it broke here. Inversion, fair value gap. We had a big drop. It's weird. Probably, I don't know, some sort of news or reports came out in here, but that crash was huge. That drop was huge right there at the beginning of the week. 175 pips. I don't know if it's going to go back up, probably, because what it was doing, it was just maybe just manipulating these lows. And after that liquidity taken, probably price is now going to go for this highs. Maybe that was a little trap right there. That's what I was doing. You see that we did hold that fair value gap. I think that's a weekly fair value gap. Yep. Look at that. We did tap 50% consequent encroachment. And notice how we close. Damn. That is a beautiful closure. Okay. That right there, that candle is telling you, that candle, pay attention, that candle is telling you that we are going to go right away into this. The next week, right now, we're going to be taking these highs. And eventually, in consequence, we're going to be taking those highs as well. So strongly bullish this pair, USD CAD, USD CAD. Make sure to find somewhere here your entry. The thing is that it's about to be hit, but market, believe me, price is going to be taking this highs. Market is going to be taking those highs. Something to remember for next week, right? Odd USD. Look at this. I called it out as well. Odd USD was the last pair that I called out. I was expecting price to, look at this. Let me do the entire drawing right here, right there. That move right there. That's what I was expecting. This was on a 4-hour time frame. So notice I'm on the 4-hour time frame right now. See what I did? So from here, we were already tapping this fair value gap. We don't need to tap it again. So we are already sitting in this fair value gap. From there, price went boom to the weekly, and if the next move that I was expecting, just probably continuation to tap into the fair value gap right there, and then what? That drop to sweep this low. So the market did entirely that move that I called out. So what's going to happen from there, from this point? We have just taken this low. If this is going to be interesting. Well, I don't know if we're going to go all the way down here. I know that this is a zone that we could bounce. So watch it, okay? Watch now that pair in there. Watch it to see if we're going to have and maybe not this week, maybe between the next couple weeks, we could have a bounce right here. Price could try to reject, okay? We'll see. Keep an eye. All right, this is a pair that you want to keep a close eye here. If in the next couple of days we're starting to have some huge momentum to the upside, that could mean we're having a change in the state of delivery, right? To the upside now, because it's been falling very strong since this sweep. So we might actually get back up. But it's in an interesting position right now. But that was a beautiful call as well. Now, for this week, guys, I am showing you here. This is NCD CHF. I spotted again. I'm gonna be checking, following a couple pairs. I think this move already started. If you look at on the daily, this nice move, price pull back, right? Look at that nice clean drop, price pulling back. We are tapping an order block. We just give it a little kiss right there, that order block, and then we're starting to fall for the next 2 days, 3 days, changing the state. Notice this. Price is in a good position. Price tap OTE using the Fibonacci from the high to the low. OTE, changing the state of delivery. If we go on a 4-hour time frame, we have already shifted. Potentially, we have already shifted. I don't think we're going to go back to this highs. I don't think so. So it's our job from here. This is what I'm seeing. I believe we are already. This was the buy side of the curve, right? We are in the sell side of the curve already. Change in the state of delivery happened already there. So we were bullish until this point, changing the state right there, and now we're probably in the sell side of the curve. So what I want you guys to do is keep an eye on this and only be looking for sells, probably targeting this lows. Okay, that's going to be the draw on liquidity. I'm sure that this is going to be the next draw on liquidity. We are in a nice position. So what can you expect here? In lower time frame, try to look for a manipulation, right? Some sort of sell side, buy side liquidity. At the moment, we are taking this low. We have taken this low. We have a little range. Go lower time frame. It's a little. It doesn't look good right now in lower time frame. Probably it's generating a lot of liquidity at this point. So my guess is that the price will try, let's see if it does that, to maybe early this week, maybe it's going to try to manipulate. It would be awesome if the price happens to do something like this. Boom, changing the state, and then there we go. Something like this. You want to see a manipulation of those highs, this engineered liquidity right there. You want to see buy side liquidity being taken, all these relative equal highs right there. It would be awesome. If you get that, you can get a sell from here in target, and you can probably swing trade. You can hold your position all the way down. So, but I'm bearish. NCD CHF, it's a pair that I'm actually bearish. So keep an eye on that one. All right. I really see a good potential for sales in this pair. All right. So let's see. Let's wait for that. GBP CAD. Let's see this pair right here. GBP CAD, look at this. I love this. It's so clear. It's clear as water, that change in the state of delivery. See how clear it is? When market does this, create a high, low, higher high. That higher high is manipulating this relative equal highs, and then lower low right there. See this, it would have been a lot better if this move would have been just one move, right? But it did struggle a little bit. It stopped right there. It tried to push, is failing to create a new high, and instead it breaks, right? So technically, it is a beautiful head and shoulder. This is a head and shoulder. This is the neckline. And price already pulled back to tap the neckline, right? And look at that massive drop right there. Boom. Beautiful. So, I mean, it's a continuation. This is a very big drop right here, right? So, what's my expectation for this pair? To just simply continue displacing that lower. I know that this is the coolest thing right here, at least at this point. Let's go back to the daily. You know, right here, what's probably, because we're already on the way, what's the probabilities, right? What are the highest probabilities? Where is the next draw on liquidity? Is most likely this low. That's where price is aiming for, right? Look at this nice move right there. Look at the respect in this daily fair value gap right there. A nice curve. There was a nice market maker model right here. So this is a beautiful buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve, targeting this low, right? Beautiful. Now notice what happened here. Another buy side of the curve in lower time frame. The sell side of the curve, we just took that low. Notice that we are respecting this fair value gap right there. Again, it did the same thing in here, in lower time frame. Let me see how that looks, right? Uh, yeah, I'm gonna mark up this fair value gap. Beautiful. I'm gonna go lower time frame, probably 15-minute. So notice what it did here. This is the news on Friday. This is the NFP. So notice that we were ranging here. We had an accumulation. Hold on, right there. Had an accumulation. Price manipulates, sweeps the high, but you see that it's respecting, right? It does respect that fair value gap in higher time frame. And where is the target? The target is going to be here. All right. So this is the move. Buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve. So of course the drop happened very quick. If you did not get in here, I mean, it was probably difficult to catch this because it's most likely gone. The speed of this thing is probably gone. You got that additional manipulation right there, changing the state. But what time was this? Exactly at 8:30. So this is probably gone. If you realize what was happening, or you decided, this is most likely gone for you. It just went down really quick. It took like a minute. It's, oh, Jesus Christ! Look at that. It's just 1 minute candle. 1 minute candle. This is probably gone. You know, I don't like trading before the news. I did catch a nice position this NFP, but after, after the report came out. So what am I expecting? You see, in this drop now on 4 hour time frame, in higher time frame, it created this fair value gap. So what do I want to see right here? I probably want to wait for price to pull back to get into this fair value gap and then look for a continuation. So I'm bearish. I'm bearish in GBP CAT for this week. Definitely bearish. But I wanted to see if that's going to be playing out. There's a huge gap, right? Because of the news. So I kind of want to see the price probably chop around a little bit, maybe get back up here, boom, tap this zone, and then give an entry from here to down here. All right. But this is what I'm seeing. Expecting price to displace lower, to go to this low. This is the final draw on liquidity from there. That's definitely what I'm expecting. Let's go to the next one. USD This is another pair that's being strongly bullish after this beautiful sweep right here, change the state. Let's go to the daily. So look at this nice structure right here. Boom, price pulling back. This is a monthly fair value gap. Price tapped the monthly fair value gap. And in lower time frame, we have a change in the state of delivery right there with that closure. I was expecting price to pull back, but I guess this candle will do. Actually, that did the tap. From there, just kept going and going and going. And at this point, we are just close to, I want you guys to see this on the weekly. This this current fair value gap right there, right? We actually did tap it, and look how we close. So I want to see price probably is going to be playing around a little bit more this week. Maybe it's going to go deeper into this fair value gap, but I definitely want to see probably just a continuation to that draw on liquidity. We're close already for this move. For this whole move, we are very close. Notice that nice tap on the monthly right there, and this month is just starting. It's looking small, a little slow to be honest, right there, but I am for sure expecting price to at some point maybe tap a little one more time here, maybe sweep this low, take that liquidity, sell side, and then continue to the upside. Yeah, I like this relative lows right here. This liquidity, I'm gonna mark it up this way. I like all this liquidity right there. So to me, this is probably a little range that we are in, your accumulation. So I would love to see I would love to see a manipulation to the downside. Eventually, I would love to see price to do this, boom, and then shift in the structure, price to target this. So this would be a good scenario, a good, beautiful buy if it does happen. Something like this, expecting that. All righty. And the last one, let's take a look at Odd Cat. This was another pair that it did a beautiful move here. I mean, you can see it right away on a 4-hour time frame. Look at the nice structure. This is a clean structure that is difficult to find it in one single pair. Like if you stick into one single pair, you may not see this, clean structure all the time. This is why it's challenging. When it comes to ICT concepts, people get bored is because they don't see clean structures all the time, right? If you're sticking only to, let's say, Nasdaq, only one pair, one indice. If you're sticking, it's always going to be more difficult, but it's okay if you like challenges. eh, you know, then have fun. But if you're like, you know what, I don't mind. I can take a look at a couple of pairs, not necessarily just one, right? Notice what the price did right there. This is just a beautiful. Even from here, look at this pair. Price creates that low, little pullback, low, another lower low, and then higher low, and it creates a higher high. I'm sorry. First higher high, market structure shift, change in the state. Price pulls back beautifully to the zone, taps that. We do have a breaker block right here. And then from there, where does it go? From this point, once it does that shift in the structure, where is it going to try to go? If you notice a double top, right, relative equal highs, or maybe a fair value gap right there, probably that's where price is headed, right? So price went straight up to that, boom, right? Now notice that once the market does that beautiful shift in the structure, price right here, right, creates a high, higher low, higher high, lower low, another shift in the structure. Price pulls back into that block, and then another clean drop. Where was that shift right there? Where is that telling you? What is that telling you right there? The price wants to go. Once you manipulate the highs and you see that price retrace almost immediately. Look, it took two candles, push up, huge weak rejection after the price swept this double top, and then the next 4-hour candles, two candles to the downside, boom, changing the state right there. So your job is to zoom in, right? Lower time frame. Lower time frame. You can use your Fibonacci from here. You can use the Fib from the highest point to the lowest point right here. Wait for price to be in premium, right? And probably right here, even on the 15-minute, you see the block? You see where the block is? This OB in lower time frame, order block. So your job right here is to find your entry model in this area. Okay. What entry model could have been? Well, price tap right there. That's the last move from there, created that high. So from here, probably you could have done this. This would have been the change of state. Let's see if we have something else in lower time frame. I mean, we do have more entry models right here. Every time the price tries to take the high, notice that we do sweep liquidity. And after the liquidity gets swept, we do have a change in the state. So price takes liquidity, drops. Right here creates a high, boom, creates a high one more time, sweeps that, and then change the state of delivery. Give you another change in the state of delivery. So if you wanted to sell, you know you're tapping premium in higher time frame, you can take shots right here, right? Or you just simply wait for price to break in higher time frame. Where was your change in the state on the 15-minute? Right there. Once that break happens, right there, you'll be like, oh man, the price just left me behind. It's gone. The trade is gone. No, not necessarily. Look at this. If we were right here, right? Notice that clean drop. That's when it drops. So it's a confirmation of a change in the state of delivery. So did the price created a fair value gap? It did create a fair value gap. I can go lower time frame and I can wait for price to tap into that, and let's see if I can get a change in the state. Look at that. So price does tap into the fair value gap in higher time frame, change in the state. Now I can probably try to sell from there. Let's see if I can place. You see, we do have a breaker block and we have a fair value gap now. So that's a unicorn. You can place the stop loss here. You can already enter. As soon as you see that closure right there, you can already enter. But if you are a bit more conservative and you just want to wait for the price to tap back into your zone and activate your entry, you can place a sell limit, right? It's up to you, different type of entry models. So, but if you're aggressive, once that candle closes below, that confirms you do have a change in the state of delivery. So you can close. From that point, you can already enter. Where are you going to target? You're going to target this lows. Right? Let's see if it does activate our entry or is gone. It looks like, did it tap? It looks like Jesus. It did tap it. So depending on your broker, if you're trading futures right there, that's a look at this. It's zero. This is zero drawdown. It did activate your entry right there. And then boom. So again, that was a beautiful, beautiful move, right? Ended up taking this liquidity. Where do I think price is gonna go now? After what it did? Well, continue. Most likely it's gonna continue bearish. If you see this weekly candle, how we close, we probably have more lows to target. We're close to. We're actually kind of close to this. We have more lows right here to go to. I like that the candle did displace lower, so I'm expecting continuation. If we go to the daily, the only thing is that we don't have a fair value gap right there, at least on the daily. But on the 4-hour time frame, I do like that we do have a nice fair value gap. So I'm expecting price probably after this recent impulse. Let's mark it up this way. From this low, price swept external. I'm expecting price to go back, probably to go back up to internal to then continue. So I want to see price go to this fair value gap, right? To then continue lower. In lower time frame, I want to see the market do that. Probably is going to take this low and then shift in the structure, then boom, then another shift in the structure right here, and then continuation to the downside. I want to see something like that. So I'm bearish in this pair on odd cat. And that, my friends, would be pretty much it for this week. This is what I'm expecting. This is going to be now the second trading week of the year. Let's see what is going to bring to the table. So I'm glad you're here. If you're watching until this point, thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure to follow me on my social media, on my Instagram, on my Telegram. I do have a free Telegram right there that you can follow. um, you can go ahead and check my website, teamprofitsfx.com. I am offering a bundle, which is basically a lifetime mentorship. You will be my student forever for just a one-time payment. And the price, I mean, you check it out, because I'm sure you're not going to find this anywhere else for just a one-time payment. And you're part of my team. You'll be able to see me trade live every Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Right. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.